What's up EFD squad and welcome back to Scout Report. With the January transfer window now done and dusted, let's take a look at the 5 clubs who let it pass them by. 5. Arsenal. With the Unai Emery era well underway now, Arsenal, Gunners fans understandably have mixed feelings. 11 wins from his first 13 games took the pressure right off the Spanish coach, but 13 points from a possible 24 since mid-December, a fractious relationship with Mesut Ozil and a conservative tactical approach have put him under the spotlight. And sadly for Emery, the January transfer window has only piled on more misery on his project. Denis Suarez is the only player to arrive at the Emirates on a short-term loan, which can be made permanent in the summer. On the face of it, this doesn't seem too bad. Suarez has only just turned 25 and enjoyed a good spell under Emery at Sevilla back in 2014-15. But since his return to Barcelona, Suarez has stagnated, playing just 602 minutes in La Liga since the start of last season and making just 2 substitute appearances this term. Still, a technically gifted midfielder who also spent time with Manchester City in their youth system could well be useful in the north of London, but it's hardly the area the club needed to be focusing on. Aging badly and plagued by injuries, the Arsenal backline has been nothing short of shambolic in 18-19. The defenders currently have an average age of 28.1, with nearly half of them in their 30s. This will surely have to change come the summer. The Gunners are currently conceding at a rate of 1.4 goals a game in the league, and if they continue in this form, they'll end the season with 52 in the against column. Compare this to top 4 rivals Chelsea, who are conceding less than a goal a game, and there is a big reason to be concerned that there have been no defensive reinforcements, especially when their only fit right-backs are Lichtsteiner and Carl Jenkinson, and Nacho Monreal is having to fill in at centre-half. 4. Manchester City. Over the past 5 years, Manchester City have been near flawless with their transfer business. In that time, the club has spent a whopping £750 million on signing new players, and even taking into account sizable sales such as that of Kelechi and Nacho to Leicester City, they have recorded a net spend of £496 million. So you would have thought that with a player as important to the club as Fernandinho turning 34 this year, that the citizens would be putting all their efforts into securing a long-term replacement for him. In 5.5 seasons, the former Shakhtar Donetsk man has made 260 appearances for the citizens, making over 40 in each campaign, meaning he's been a super consistent figure at Etihad ever since his arrival. And his performances have been equally consistent. Quickly converted into a CDM by Manuel Pellegrini after playing a more advanced role at Shakhtar, Fernandinho has averaged 4.8 tackles and interceptions a game during his time in Manchester. This is practically identical to Sergi Busquets at Barcelona, and considering how possession-heavy City have been during this period, the amount of time he's relied upon to break up play in midfield is quite simply staggering. And when you look at results in 18-19, Fernandinho's importance becomes even clearer. Half of City's 4 losses in the Premier League this campaign were the 2 matches in which he didn't feature, with the Brazilian missing just 62 out of a possible 1,980 cumulative minutes in the games he did play. Basically, he's undroppable and unsubbable. So considering this, it's staggering the club still don't have a specialist, deep-lying playmaker even as a backup when Fernandinho does get injured. Let's face it, Gundogan and Delph don't really fit the bill, and for a top-class long-term replacement, the club have now failed on 3 fronts. In summer 2018, they missed out on Jorginho to Chelsea and Fred to Manchester United, and this window has arguably been worse, with top target Frenkie de Jong heading for Pep's old employers, Barcelona. The heartbreaking news for City fans is that the Ajax midfielder supposedly preferred a move to the Premier League, but their club wasn't willing to match the Blaugrana's offer, a move that has been criticised by Guardiola himself. Add to this the sale of wonderkid Brahim Diaz to Real Madrid for just €17 million, and it hasn't been a great winter for City. 3. Real Madrid. Okay, so they may have secured the aforementioned Diaz, but Real Madrid still have had a January to forget. While the form has improved in 2019, Los Blancos are still 10 points off La Liga leaders Barcelona and have conceded 26 in 21 league games at the time of recording, the same as 16th place Leganés. But where the Spanish Giants really have cause for concern is in front of goal, with the loss of Cristiano Ronaldo hitting them even harder than expected. It was generally thought that Gareth Bale would take up the mantle from the Portuguese star, but he's scored just 2 in the league since September. Even more alarming is the fact he's the club's joint second top goal scorer along with Sergio Ramos on 5. Furthermore, he's now 29, while top goal scorer Benzema is 31. And despite the Frenchman's improved form of late, he's in no way capable of sustaining his form in the same way Ronaldo did. As a team, Los Blancos have hit the net just 34 times in the league, a full 24 times less than Barca. And while their rivals have outperformed their expected goals, Real's XG still only stands at 36. By the summer, Real Madrid will have 3 attacking wonder kids on their books: Vinicius Jr., Brahim Diaz, and the incoming Rodrigo. But if they want to get back to their electrifying best, a more proven goal scorer is surely needed. And yet, they've failed to address the issue. Signing a superstar in January is no easy task, with offers for the likes of Icardi, Kane and Neymar all more likely to be taken seriously after May. Nevertheless, they saw Alvaro Morata, who averaged a goal involvement every 65 minutes in his final season at the Bernabeu, move to local rivals Atletico on loan, so they certainly missed a trick there. And let's face it, they should never have let him go to Chelsea in the first place. Not really worked out for any party involved, has it? 2. Monaco. While their January window may not have been quite as bad as some of the others on this list, at least in terms of transfers, Monaco's atrocious 18-19 campaign has hardly been saved in the last month. Monaco currently sit 19th in Ligue 1, having been in the relegation zone for 16 consecutive game weeks at the time of recording. Le Monégasques are also averaging less than a goal a game on 0.9, which is frankly disgraceful when compared to the last 2 seasons, when they averaged 2.2 and 2.8 respectively. The calamity in the Principality has been typified by the club's most recent drama. Thierry Henry, who somehow managed a shocking 20% win ratio with a team containing Falcao and Ronnie Lopez, was sacked and replaced by Leonardo Jardim, who himself had been let go by the club just 3 months previous after winning just 1 in 9. The month ended with Monaco letting go of one of their prized assets in Yuri Tielemans, who went to Leicester City on loan, with Fox's flop Adrien Silva travelling the other direction. This is rather puzzling, given that Tielemans is valued nearly 10 times higher than Silva at €44.7 million and is in much better form. The Belgian youngster has played 2,450 minutes of football in all competitions this season, with the Portuguese midfielder making just 1 start at the King Power. Furthermore, Tielemans is the club's second top goal scorer in Ligue 1 with 5 and is the only player in the Monaco ranks other than Falcao to have hit more than 1. Yes, they really are that bad. With Jardim losing one of his star performers, he'll now need to find magic from somewhere else to save Monaco's season. 1. Tottenham. We're back in North London now because, surprise, surprise, Tottenham have once again been silent in the transfer market, and their inactivity couldn't have come at a worse time. Harry Kane and Dele Alli both sustained serious injuries in January and are currently expected to return to action in mid-March. If this remains the case, both players will end up missing a total of 12 games for Spurs, including Premier League fixtures with Arsenal and Chelsea, and a crucial Champions League tie with Borussia Dortmund. This is seriously bad news for the Lily Whites, with the pair having been involved in 24 goals in the Prem this term, accounting for nearly half of the side's top-flight output. And this is no fluke. Ali and Kane have been averaging 3.5 shots in the box per game between them, nearly half of the entire side's average of 7.3. Tottenham's only activity in January was letting Moussa Dembele go to Chinese outfit Guangzhou R&F for €12.5 million, representing another gap that Spurs now need to fill. Despite the improvement of Moussa Sissoko and Harry Winks, neither possessed the abilities the Belgian offered at his peak. A man who would standardly average around 70 passes and over 3 dribbles per match. Amazingly, the last time Spurs spent money on a midfielder was for Moussa Sissoko back in 2016. And with Pochettino's position at the club now more uncertain than ever, with both Manchester United and Real Madrid sniffing around, the summer could look even more bleak for Tottenham. After all, this 56.5% win ratio is the best of any Spurs manager this side of 1900. While they've done well to hold on to the likes of Kane, Eriksen and Ali thus far, the departure of their mentor supreme could spark an exodus which badly exposes their lack of recent investment. So guys, that was our 5 teams who had shocking January transfer windows. Can you think of 5 more for a part 2? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to tune into Armchair Fans. Today we're going live for City Arsenal. Come and join us, I'll be there with the likes of Doogie, McCubbie, Jella, all your faves. So see you there, thanks very much.